Hello, dear all. Today I want to welcome you to our reply to a question that you actually asked, and I'm very grateful for your questions instead of me relating what I address during my private sessions and meetings and realizations, personal realizations, etc. I rather speak to you instead of just repeating what comes up for me. So your question was how to manifest the perfect or close to perfect or ideal romantic partner. And I want to address a few points today, what I think is going to help, and I believe it helped many already, those ideas that I related with some of you that I meet on a regular basis. So firstly, the word manifesting is a very in a way trendy word, and people make of it whatever they could make of it. In my personal opinion, manifestation is not about wishing, is not about kind of creating a picture in your brain. It's about ability to receive. Some people think that it's all because they just currently don't have money or a good partner or the perfect body or great friendship or the location where they live is not exactly perfect or their housing, etc., etc. But really, it's all up to, are you able to receive what you truly want? And it comes out in a lot of sessions which I give that people are actually sabotaging themselves and they're not able to receive that perfect amount of money, that perfect partnership, that perfect body that they always wished, that perfect setting or ability to travel, etc., etc. So what is it about? What's the difference between wanting and receiving? Receiving is an expensive state of being. It's from having, it's from expanding, it's from allowing, it's from letting come your way. Whereas wanting and wishing and fighting for or complaining about that you don't have, it mostly comes from not able to receive. It mostly comes from deficiency. It mostly comes from what I like to call child state of being. Child just wants. Child is not able to say, how would it feel if I would have it now? And translate that expanding feeling, that expansive feeling, right? So when I speak about manifestation, I mostly, firstly, say to people, let's say it's about partnership, I say to a woman or a man, just allow yourself for a couple of minutes when you sit with me in a private session that I actually admit to myself and I actually agree that I want a lot in a relationship. I want a lot. And what does that mean, a lot? I want good friendship, I want good quality time, I want ability to express and receive maturity, intelligent maturity, emotional maturity. I want in my relationship to have love, ability to receive love, ability to share love, ability to give love. It's a big one. Some people wish for love, but it comes from like this childish kind of perspective. But the minute you ground them in here and now and say, are you able to receive ideal love? And it becomes very intimidating. And we'll go there why it becomes intimidating. So just admit to yourself, no matter how you turn the romantic relationship, the future husband and wife, the dating experience, or already marriage life, how expensive do you want to be there? How great and grandiose and like open, and I think the word is expensive. How do you want? How much do you want to stretch in it? You know, it's the fact that you both are not dependent. You're not codependent. It's both that you're busy with your own hobbies, career, fun. You both have similar interests, or at least you don't compromise, or you don't try to fit in, right? So how much of that can we allow? You both are very much in touch with your body. You could hear your body. You could give that perfect attention to your bodies. You both are in a way in love with your life. You're both in a way comfortable with where you're at. You're not lacking anything when you meet that perfect romantic partner or a future husband or wife. You both are in that like joy and peace with what is going on in your life. And it's actually that state of being is very far from what usually people find themselves, how they look for the partner. And it's because some of us had previous relationships and we were burned there, or unfairly treated, or we were not respected, or we were not loved, or we did not receive the amount of love that we wanted. So there's some, so to speak, traumas there, right? And besides that, if you were not in a relationship before and you have nothing to, so to speak, bounce off or look at your future relationship, it's of course your parents. Your parents play a great role, and the minute a person just demands and cries about the fact that he doesn't have what he wants and rushes into things or makes things like really what's the word, like hyped up, you know, like if people like, I immediately need to find a partner, I need to get married no matter what. I have like, although it looks like it's a very enthusiastic, constructive kind of thoughts, but really it's traumatized. There's some trauma there, meaning that if I don't get married, I'm not going to have what I want. If I'm not going to have a romantic partner, I'm going to be like a disabled person, right? Or there's some voices ringing in your mind, let's say from people you trust and people you open up, that qualified single person as incomplete, as not normal, as not fitting into normal society, as not being good enough, as the one who probably won't have money or fame or success, or if they don't have a partner. So those voices inside your head that you trust and you took in and you checked in with, so to speak, they are ringing in that like rushing, pushing you into a relationship or marriage in a way that I need to get it sooner than later. And I'm not talking about that state of being. That all is a trauma stalking and some insecurities, some state of being where you don't believe in yourself, you don't know that you're good enough or happy enough or could be happy enough on your own. So romantic, perfect relationship, and since that was your request, and I think you could apply it into a marriage. If you could apply it to a marriage as well, if you want to improve your marriage, already existing marriage, if you want to improve your relationship, already existing friendship and relationship or romantic relationship, which is not marriage, you could apply it there too. You could say, where am I stuck? Where am I not expanding? Where am I not allowing myself to receive more? Where am I kind of replaying somebody's voices from the state of deficiency and not having a shortage or not good enoughness, etc., etc. So let's just go a little bit into a sphere of how our parents affect us in a way of choosing a partnership or living in a relationship currently in deep dissatisfaction, or not happy enough, or not comfortable enough, or not satisfied, etc., etc. So there is a lot of like a chapter in our system that I teach, where a person could in a healthy way separate from their parents. It's a certain level of maturity where we outgrow the quality of our parents, and it's in a way it's a little bit different from a mom and a dad. How we step out from wanting to please them, hearing their approval in our heads, wanting to share with them about certain success or certain choices that we are about to make, wanting to refer to them, wanting to go back to them. Why is it so important to mature out of that state of being? Like, how often do you hear, if I date this person, what would my mom say? What would my dad say? If I marry this person, like if I decide to break up with this person, what would my dad say? What would my mom say, right? How often do we go back to that? And that is a sign that you, if that goes on for you, that means that you're still did not go through some level of separation from your parents. And what's damaging about that? Like, we should be maybe okay with the fact that our parents are ringing certain ideas in our heads, or we want to refer to their opinion or their approval or their satisfaction, whatever happens in our life. What's wrong with that? And I just want to explain one thing, that when we fix ourselves, when we're secure in a child position, and that is 100% a child position. I will repeat again, it's the one that constantly refers to a parent's opinion, and the one that demands, basically a taker, right? Not a giver. A person who wants to process their wish through a state of how much can I allow is mostly a giving motion from inward, from inside. But a person that says, I need, I must have, you don't have that, and I absolutely need that, that is a child. The child always needs, the child always demands, the child always impatient, the child gets upset if it doesn't get at a certain time or a certain quality. The one that grows into an expensive kind of opening and maturity and able to receive more on a mental and emotional level, that is actually the person who is maturing into adulthood. So going back, why is it so important? Why do we need to consciously separate from our parents? It's not about moving out from your parents' house. Most of us moved out when we were 17, 16, 18. But that voice that we bring in into our marriages and into our relationship, into our business, into our love stories, etc., that voice follows us. So the reason why it's important is because number one, a child does not need love life, and a child does not need good amount of money. Child needs just enough for snacks and for fun and for immediate kind of satisfaction. But the child doesn't need money to buy a mansion, to travel once in 3 weeks somewhere exotic. The child doesn't need money to hire good professionals to improve or to mature himself. The child doesn't need to look good, to create and invite love into their lives. Child doesn't need all that. So the money to a person who is on the consciousness of a child does not flow. But we're not talking about the money today, maybe at another time. Let's talk about romantic expression. So even if a child plays something related to a family, it's more a role of mom with a baby. The children really enjoy playing that, and dolls and dollhouse and pretend food and pretend vacation. And whenever there is a play for, we're talking about 5 and 7-year-old, about potential partner, like a lover, they call it a mama and a papa. They just give it a name. This is a mommy and this is a daddy. And there is no such concept in a child's mind that this is a solid partnership, because they still not holding energetically there. And it's actually preferred not to explain to a child at this age what it means to get married, what it means to love another partner, what it means to be kind of in love on that level, etc. So you just leave it on the level of a mommy and a daddy. And that's where it goes. It's, so to speak, a mature person could absolutely want and love to have a lover and a romantic partner, but because on some level they're holding on energetic level of a child, they can't manifest for themselves a lover of an adult, right? So because they don't need it. And that's important to take in, and that's important to understand. Another reason why it's important to separate from your parents in a good way, not in a demanding way, not in a way that, oh, I'm done with them, I can't stand them, I can't wait to move out, like most young girls and boys tell me in our communications, private meetings, I can't stand to just finally leave the mom and the dad space, etc. It's mostly because we take in their dynamics. Let's say if a girl is not separated on a good level with her mom, she will look at her partner or at her potential partner with the eyes that her mom looked at her father. Let's say if mom always had issues with trust, or if mom always had issues with man's loudness or man's expression or man's security, I would say, to fight for what he stands for. If it always bothered your mom, you will be totally inviting that setup in whoever you meet. It could be a partner for a month, it could be a partner for life. You will only avoid or react to that criteria of expression of a man. You will always point out to him, why do you get into fights? Why do you need to prove your point? Why do you always want to be a big shot? Why do you want to be in everyone's face? And if you just slow down and say to yourself, who is talking now? And you will find out that is your mom talking to your dad. And similar concept for a man. A man would probably look with the eyes of his dad to a woman he meets. If a man appreciated, if your dad appreciated the look, if a dad appreciated the character traits, if the dad appreciated, if she's a family-oriented person, if she is very kind of, romantically there, or whatever the story is, you will run after that. And you will always criticize if she's not good enough on that level, and you will always criticize if she's not reaching to that level, or she should be reaching to that level for you, because that's very crucial and important to you. And you could throw in any example. You could say, my dad always liked independent women. He always was missing that in my mom. So he was starving for it, so to speak, right? And you will find yourself that you're looking for that quality in a woman. And another point to point out here, just like I said about something that your dad or your mom were missing, not that they could not stand or deal or cope with, that missing part is another attachment to your parents' idea, so to speak. If they never looked after yourself, you aggressively want a person to look after themselves. If they're not emotionally mature, you would ask anyone, could you find me a girl who is emotionally mature? You, so to speak, want to complete your mom or your dad in your partner. It's, again, starting point is your parents. You, so to speak, like they didn't have it, they were not allowing themselves to travel a lot. Guess what? I'm gonna bring in my partner. Hello, my dear, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to invite into my relationship exactly what my parents were missing. I'm gonna bring that freedom, I'm gonna bring that excitement, I'm gonna bring that capabilities or options, etc. Please send hearts if this is something that interests you and you're not just listening to something that is not interesting to you. I would like to hear and see your reaction. So it's important to understand that when you step out from your parents' zone, you no longer, thank you so much, you no longer bounce off them and you live your own life. Your life has something to offer for you, and your life has a lot to offer. Thank you to you, and you are the one who could create your life, not necessarily measure it by how your parents lived or what they didn't have, what they had too much, what was out of balance, what was we don't even think about it, but that's what sits in us, and that's how we operate. We don't it has to be a conscious choice where you say to yourself, if my mom, for instance, did not accept my dad on that level, let's say he was too loud and he used to get into fights, and he was or he is still very much in people's face, and that's actually the quality that helped him manifest money. And your mom, you remember your mom always dissed that in him. So just stop and say to yourself, I actually carry that element in myself from my dad, and I love and accept that element. I'm no longer going to operate from my mom's look. Similar to your dad's look. Let's say if your dad looked at your mom very critically, very judgmentally, very in a very demanding way, or he was like opposite, maybe in love with anything that she gives and proposes into a relationship, you want to stop that and you want to say, I actually love that element, and I'm no longer going to fight with it, or I'm no longer going to suffer in the name of my dad or my mom in it. I'm just going to accept it, that my dad or my mom had that specific view, and they used to judge each other, they used to suffer about it. I'm not suffering, I just accept it. That element is something that I could accept and love and embrace in myself. The minute you accept it, let's just break maybe an example, for the sake of example, because you could adapt all the other things here and you could create your own story, because we're not having a private session here. I just want to remind you there is an option occasionally to come out with me live where you could ask your questions and you could receive your answers, but it's just going to be public and everyone will see and hear your question and my reply. So there is an option, and if you want to have that option for you, just reach out to my helpers, and their numbers are here, and set it up. There is an option like that. So let's just bring an example of your mom judging your dad for being too abrupt, too like scandalistic, or too rude, or too loud, or too like quick or whatnot, right? And you always despise that, and you always like were on alert in your partners. Whenever a loud kind of dude will show up, you're like, no, it's time to stay away. I need a gentle guy. I need a very conscious guy. I want a very subtle guy, so to speak, like slow and conscious. And like a meditative type of a person, right? So I just want you to understand, you, by doing that, you reject the element of your dad in yourself. And that expression in us, it's actually ability to make money, ability to be successful in society, ability to express your talents outwards, to be known, to be accepted, to be loved, to be paid for the way you want. Like that is all dad's element in us. But if we reject in us a certain element of our dad, looking with mom's eye, then we reject automatically, without even knowing, all those aspects: money flow, expression, ability to be known, ability to be successful, ability to be like accepted, like a star in the world, right? So just stop and say to yourself, no, I actually want to accept my dad's loudness and my dad's ability to be so abrupt and to be so straight and to be so concrete, etc. I want to accept that and see how much money you will open up for yourself, just as an element of a game, you know. Similar, if you look with your dad's eye, and if you're a guy and you're searching for a woman that he was avoiding, that he didn't like, or he liked too much, right, in your mom, and he like worshipped certain element, it's also imbalance. So you just like accept that that was a fact and you love it. And you think that was amazing what they did in their dynamic, and you're no longer judging it, and you're no longer avoiding it or trying to compensate through it. You're not trying to complete certain imbalance because they didn't have another side to kind of bounce off. So you just say, it was absolutely great and I carry that in me. There is no longer a judgment, it's no longer a dissatisfaction, it's no longer a blemish, it's actually great. And see how much love and intuition will come into your life. That's also another exercise that I would just throw in here. But the main thing is, mostly is important when you're looking to improve your marriage or improve your romantic relationship or attract a perfect romantic relationship, when you're absolutely done, so to speak, with your parents and you move into an adult state of being where you could manifest and you could have, and you know it's just a matter of a short time and it's easy for you, and nothing is hard, nothing is impossible, nothing is out of reach, nothing is what you need to deserve, you need to become, you need to grow into, you need to, none of that. In the adult's world, so to speak, everything is possible, everything is a matter of just like setting the right tone, directing a certain strengths of energy towards something, and it's absolutely possible to create in your life anything you want, right? So that's the energy you hold as an adult. Then you focus on yourself. How complete are you with yourself? There's a lot of suggestions that people offer. You know, I look for my other half and I finally found my other half. My best half is here, etc. So that assumes that you are not complete. I have a surprise for you. People that attracted the perfect or close to perfect partners, they were feeling and living a very complete life. They were extremely busy, they were happy. They were so busy that they were not even looking for a partner. The partner came to them in kind of as a magnetic attraction to that completion. Partner comes to their life when they are satisfied, there's a lot of things happening, they are manifestors, they are happy with their body, they're happy with their finances, they're doing well, they have good amount of friends, they know their boundaries, they set the tone, they're very much in tune with their body, they're very much in love with their body, they are in attentive kind of close look. They know the rhythms. They know when it's time to rest. They take a rest. They know when it's time to go and be, so to speak, active. They know how the body feels, right? It's not about I take 10,000 steps a day no matter what, whether I'm sleepy, tired, exhausted, or I slept a whole day last night. It's about being in tuned, right? It's about, oh, right now I am in touch that I should rest a little bit, or I should drink a lot, or I should take a little bit quiet time. My body is communicating to me. A romantic relationship, especially when we're talking about partners that you will grow into a marriage to, you have to understand most of that connection is about being satisfied on your level of contact, right? As a human, as on a bodily level, on a sexual level, on the intimate level. You have to first love yourself. You have to adore yourself. You have to kind of know where you're at. If you don't approve yourself, what usually happens, you will always not trust the compliments that you're receiving. If let's say if it's a guy that is after you, then he will throw some compliments, some gifts, some like wanting to reach out deeper into relationship, but you will doubt it. You will like, no, he doesn't really mean it. He doesn't really like the way I look. I think he looks at me judgmentally. I just want you to know it's your own look at yourself talking. When we think those thoughts, that somebody that says compliments but doesn't really mean, approves of your look, but really he's hiding that he hates the look, likes to introduce you to his or her friends, but you sabotage it. You feel like he did it out of force or she did it out of force. This is your own judgmental look at yourself. And a lot of trouble in relationship comes out of that imbalance that we carry inside us. We disapprove our look, we disapprove our qualities, we disapprove our ability to be accepted in society and certain circles, and therefore we question our partners, and then partners get exhausted and they are waiting for a response, or at least like, thank you so much, that felt so good when you introduced me to your friends, I really vibed with them, I really liked their company, I think they liked me. Like, your partner wants to see that security, but that security has to be there before you meet him. He doesn't create it. A lot of people come to me and say, but my partner needs to make me secure, and my partner needs to show me that he's in love with me, but my partner needs to like help me expand into my ability to indulge in a certain quietness or certain quality of life or certain ability to just like throw yourself and exercise for, 4 hours straight, doing yoga or doing meditation or both, or my partner needs to take me there. You are, if you are there and that's what you are looking for, you're looking for a daddy or a mommy to build that confidence. Because in marriage and in a relationship, you come into relationship already complete. You are sure you could expand, you know how to expand, you know how to allow, you know how to be okay with giving yourself 5 hours in spa. You're fine spending money on yourself. You're fine looking good. You know everyone is looking to communicate with you and be next to you and spend time with you. You know it. That is a mature adult that for sure will attract into their life a very mature, very expensive, very beautiful relationship. So those are a little bit of a few ideas that I offer when we speak privately about about manifesting a partner. It's actually investing in yourself, maturing yourself into that person. And if it takes to spend time with therapists, if it takes time to quiet your mind through therapists or meditations, if it takes time to open your body so your body actually is in touch with your psyche, with your emotions, you know that you need to relax your body, let go of tension, let go of those like incomplete thoughts or insecure thoughts or blockages. You know that you need to indulge, so to speak, or allow yourself to study your constitution, to eat well, to move well according to your constitution, according to your age. All that investment is going to build a perfect relationship. If you invest in yourself and you not just sit and cry and wait and complain and sound desperate, if you invest in yourself, if you mature yourself, if you open yourself up, if you relax yourself, if you allow for yourself to have, then you will have. It's like a saying out there that people often use. If you want happiness, get happiness. If you want perfect partner, get perfect partner. You have to vibrate on the level of a perfect romantic partner, perfect romantic relationship. We have to vibe there. What does the vibe looks like? It's happy, it's relaxed, it's outgoing, it's not trying to please, not trying to fit in, not trying to catch, not trying to hold on to, not trying to kind of capture, right? It's just a flow. It's an ongoing, moving flow. Nothing you're after, nothing you're trying to hold on to, nothing you're trying to captivate, nothing you need to so to speak, like close and lock for yourself. It's a moving energy. It's a moving from good to better to best. It's moving from that expansive to more mature, to greater experiences that you give yourself. I like that yoga, and I'm going to try that meditation method, and I'm going to try this spa. And you have those little anticipations for yourself, and I'm just going to enjoy the quiet walk, and I'm looking forward to read this book, and I really want a quiet time with my friend. Another element that I just want to add in, a lot of confusion, because romantic relationship is like a certain chapter of the romantic relationship is friendship. Yeah, people looking for a friend that they could open up to, they could be free with, they could just be themselves, and they could just travel a lot and spend good time together, etc. So the mismatch of friendship definition in a lot of people's brain, just say to yourself, what's friendship for myself, for me? What does that mean to be a friend? And a lot of definition that I found out in the private consultations with people, that friendship saves you, like a good friend always there for you, a good friend lends you money when you need, a good friend like there at the terrible time, and there for you when you the most need them. And a good friend, I would give, let's say, I had a session with Miriam, and I will call my friend and I would give over the points that my friend needs. That's a big no-no. Yeah, friendship turn into guru-student relationship. I go out with my friend and I give an hour lecture, or I preach as a mother, or I criticize and I, so to speak, motivate a friend, but really I'm criticizing, maybe even as an enemy, you know. A friendship is only there, and practice that. Look at your friends that surround you, and they're good quality friends, and just say to yourself, I don't want to teach my friends, I don't want to be their mom, I don't want to take a place of their partner or absence of their partner. Yeah, I don't want to be instead of their partner. Friends are there only to have a good time with. Am I just able to have fun with somebody who is called my friend? and I just go out and I giggle and I laugh and I say jokes and I laugh with them on their jokes, and they bring happy side of me and I bring happy side of them. And if it starts getting heavy, or like, are you going to be there for me when I need you most, and are you going to partner me in this with me in this business, or are you going to stand up for me when if I get divorced, and are you going to save me with money? Just know it's no longer friendship. That means you don't know what it means to respect the role of friendship. Friendship is only there to enjoy, to let go, to relax, to have fun, to make each other laugh and show each other like this childlike fun time. And that's a big one, because people are, so to speak, looking for friendship, but actually they're getting themselves into becoming a teacher or a healer for their partner, or a therapist for their partner, or a mommy, or even a grandmommy, yeah? But don't be that. If you want to manifest a good friendship with your partner, with your romantic partner, throw yourself in that friendship where you're not a teacher, you're not a helper, you're just a fun person to be next to. Hope that was interesting. Please share this video if you find it interesting and you like it. And please let us know the topics you want me to open up here and to share with you. Would love to talk to you, would like to address your interests, as I said, more than just what comes up for me. Thank you again, and see you next time.